All right, let's talk trash. So, before we get into that, a couple of things. First, I'm going to ask you to please do all of the things. You know what they are. I always ask you. Second, this is going to be a little bit of a strange one. This is the month where I am doing separate videos. You're going to get this in chunks because otherwise it would be too overwhelming for me. And the reason that I am doing this as a straight empties video, even though I will be giving you values and points and all that stuff for my low buy, is simply because I decided that the month of July was my free month. I'm not counting the purchases against myself. That's my birthday month, and I went crazy. There was Christmas in July sales all over the place. But I know it's a little screwy, but this is my low buy. These are my rules. I am counting all of my empties that I'm going to give you the way that I would normally count them as a normal month, because otherwise, if I don't do it this way, it's going to screw up all of my numbers for the year. Okay, so that being said, let me grab my book and let's jump into some empties. I do have them broken down the same way that I always do, and we're just going to run through them. So for this, I have got 3 little foil samples here. So the first is the Indie Lee Brightening Cleanser. This was fine. It was nice. I think I got 3 washes out of it. It wasn't bad. Don't really know anything about the brand. Not something that's going to dethrone my holy grail, so I'm not worried about it. I'm not in the market for a cleanser right now, but nice enough. This is the Josie Moran Pro Retinol Body Butter. Wowza. This stuff is nice, you guys. I don't know if it's all the Josie Moran body butters that are this nice, but this is an incredibly nice product. The retinol thing and whatever, but the cream itself is fantastic, especially if you're a dry skin person. It didn't leave any residue. It soaked in. It wasn't greasy. It was great. Then this is what is remaining of my L'Oreal Revitalift. This is the 1.5 pure hyaluronic acid. This is the serum that they came out with. This is nice. It's not going to replace my Ordinary, but in a pinch, if I didn't have that somewhere and I had to just stop at a drugstore, I would grab this. I actually liked it. I don't even know what the pricing is, so I don't even know how they compare, but that's a nice one. Now, my deal with foil samples, and these 3 were all from Day of the Dead. It was part of one of the prompts for that project. With that, I have to have 6 to get half a point. Now, I had 2 carryover, which means I'm at 5 out of 6, which doesn't give me any points this month. But like I said, this is why I had to do it this way, to keep track of that kind of stuff. So then the next thing I usually do is fragrance samples. I have 2 Ralph Lauren Romance. And they're nice. I like them. I've got so much perfume, you guys. It's just stupid. And I'm trying to work through it, but I keep getting more samples and then I keep buying more because I'm nuts. So do I like these? Yes. If I was ever offered a bottle, yeah, I'd use it. If I got more samples, yeah, I'd use them. I'm not going to run out and buy it. It's not something that I absolutely positively have to have in my collection, but it is a good fragrance. It's a nice, light, soft, florally fragrance, kind of like what you would expect from a fragrance named Romance. Let's put it that way. Now, with that, I had 3 carryovers from last month, and that puts me at 5 out of 6 on those, which means I don't get any points for that either. But that does bring us into the half point category, and this is where I start keeping track of price value also. So the first thing I have in here is this is the sample size bottle of the Way Leave-In Conditioner. This I love. I absolutely positively love. This is a 0.84 ounce. So this isn't even the travel size, because is that an ounce and a half? Something like that. But this was one that I got with something apparently and used it up. And I always try and grab those when I can, because it is one of those things that I do love to have around. And they're kind of expensive, because I think their big size is only a 4-ounce bottle. And it's pricey. So that's what I had for that one. Then I have, this little bitty baby. This is the Smashbox. This is a photo finish primer, but this one is I gotta look now. So this is the control one. So it is a mattifying primer. It is different than the original as far as it's not a clear, like, gel. It is a white one, but it still does have some of the same properties as the original does. I liked this. I don't actually have oily skin, so this is not going to be my first choice. I'm going to stick with the original, but that might be an option for some of the oily skin ladies out there if you like that kind of silicone-y feeling primer, the one that really does blur everything down, which is what I like. I like the blurring factor. This might not be a bad bet. You never know. Then I have got two things from Korres, and these are the the Greek yogurt things, and I guess I didn't even realize that when I was using them, so that helps a lot. I've got this is a foaming creamy cleanser. This one is a 0.68 ounce, and then this one was a probiotic gel cream, which I scraped out. And the deal with these, a little screwy, these are both, well, they're half point items, so they're not even travel size technically. But when I was figuring out pricing on this, I figured this cost-wise compared to what the one they sell is worth about $6.32. Now, when I was on Ulta, they are calling this an $18 value. It's the same size. So I don't know if that means this should be an $18 value, but it was with a $50 purchase, you can get this free and it's an $18 value. So that's what I wrote it down as. I don't know. To me, that seemed a little screwy, but whatever. Both of the products are nice. If it's on your radar to try, yeah, give it a try. I have nothing bad to say about either of them. I just have so much stuff that for me, it's really hard to go, yes, I absolutely must own this. Neither one of those are that for me, but I did enjoy both of them. So that means I had 4 half-point items, which gives me 2 points towards my bank, with a total of $42.13. All right, so then let's move into the 1-point items. With that, I have an older labeled version of the NYX. This is the Dewy Finish Setting Spray. This is the bottle that they do sell. It's the 2.0203 ounce, whatever. I don't know why this would be a hundredth of an... Anyway, I don't know why there's that tiny discrepancy in weight. But this is something you can buy on Ulta's site with the green label, same product, for $10. So that is a finished thing. Now, that I actually kind of liked. I use all kinds of setting sprays. I don't necessarily notice that one thing is giving me something different than another. To me, once it dries down, I don't necessarily know that I'm seeing that great of a difference as far as how dewy it is. I don't even know why I had a full size, because unless it was a sale thing, I don't know that I would have bought that for any particular reason. I don't know. Anyway, the next thing I have is the Old Mary Kay toner. This is the one that has been holding up me using the other ones because I needed to get this finished off. This is the last bottle that I have of this in Minnesota, because I don't know what I have in Arizona. That was a retail sale item. I am working on a tube from the kit, but this one was the same thing that was sold to customers back in the day. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. And honestly, I'm probably going to be a little bit sad when that's gone, because it has been something that I've had in my life for so long. But, it's not the end of the world. Then the next thing that I have on my list is my pack of Skin Iceland Hydro Cool Firming Eye Gels. This is the 8-pack size. These come individually within the package, which a lot of people say they don't like because of the waste. These are good. I mean, really freaking good. Way better than anything else I've ever used. This is a treat myself when I can get it on sale, holy grail item. I know there are certain people that will pay the price for them because they say that if they're going to film, this is what they're going to use. Now, my budgetary concerns are a little bit different. Do I find ways to finagle deals? You betcha. Do I have more? Oh yeah. This is something that I will try and always have around, but this package is done for the purposes of this Empties video. All right, then I have got a full size of the Shiseido cotton squares. This is the 165 count. These are the ones that retail for $13 at Sephora that you can pick up when you find them at TJ Maxx. When I find them, I grab them. When they raised their price this calendar year from $12 to $13, the prices also went up at TJ Maxx. So keep your eyes open, guys, because that does happen. All right, the next thing I have are two of these. You guys see me use these things all the time. In fact, this is the one I'm currently using. These are the wipes that I'm using a lot of times when I am on camera. I have used them for other things. I actually have even used them on my face, but I know that's not a good thing and we don't talk about that. I have finished off 2 more packages of these. They're not expensive. I buy those 4 packs of them at TJ Maxx also for, I don't know, I think they're about $5 for 4 packs, but they retail at $2 a piece. They're thin. They're, okay, well, this is what it looks like, because I had one here that I was using, so you can kind of actually see how thin that is, and it's snagging my nail. I can see through it. But they're handy to have for certain things, and I do like having them around. I know they're not good for the environment. Bad YouTuber. Okay, let's move on to the 2-point things. Oh, well, no, let's not. The half-point things, I gave you the number and the dollar amount, so let me do that. For the 1-point things, there were 6 items, which gives me 6 points, and I have a value of $76 on that. Okay, now 2-point items. This is the Bath and Body Works. This is the something vanilla. Signature Vanillas. This was the berry. This thing is so freaking old. This was the body mist. I absolutely love this, and I actually put it into, it still smells good. I think it was Old New Gifted Blue because I really needed to get rid of this before it went bad. So I did finish that off. I have finished off a Georgia Peach and Sweet Tea Bath and Body Works Body Ultra Shea Body Cream 8 ounce. And so these, just because of the size, are 2 points. This one I did cut open and scrape out. I love this. I'm actually working on a shower gel. If you hear the squeaking, I don't know if it'll do it again. It's my chair. It's my cheapo chair. Sorry about that. I complain about my chair every once in a while. I still haven't gone and gotten a new one. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm lazy. Then the last 2 things I have are these, which if you do watch my Project Pan videos, you know that these were in happy hour. And I cut them off at a certain time, so I had them open for a number of months, and then I just gave you, or I think I'm giving you, I don't know when you're seeing this versus when you're seeing that, but these 2 were under rum and coke for the perfect pairing, and then I did end them at the end of that month, and you'll get the number of uses updated. When I use mascara products, so the Sills Boosters, the primer, the Definicils is the mascara. When I use these, doesn't matter if they're small or full size, when I use them for the required number of months, or if something happens that is beyond my control, I count them as 2-point items, because they are makeup items. They are things that do take me longer to go through. So, I mean, I'm using a mascara now that I don't think is going to last. Even though it's a mini, I try and hold it for like 2 to 3 months. And I don't think it's going to last that long because I think it's drying out too quickly on me. But with that, I did get some good usage. So I don't know why I'm explaining all this. I'll explain it again when I show you the minis. But those were the last 2-point items that I have, which means I have 4 items, which gives me 8 points. That equals $85.50. All right, now, year to date, well, actually, for the month, that gave me $206.63 in used up things of which I track value. I don't track value on these. Year to date, that brings me to $2,561.46, which means I have hit my $2,500 goal for this year. I said we would have to reevaluate that because I knew I was close to it and I knew it wasn't going to be a struggle to hit it. So what I think I'm going to do instead, since I did 5K last year and I thought, well, I can do at least half this year, I want to see where I end up at the end of the year and try and set a more reasonable goal for next calendar year for dollar value. I'm not Jaylon. I'm not going to be able to do as many thousands as she does. I don't know that I'm going to push for a 5K again, but I definitely want to set a goal for that. I like having that accountability. All right. Now, here's what you do need to know for the low buy part of this. I was at a -5 balance, and it's a little fluid because of the way I figure things out. This month's empties, which is not a lot of things, gave me 12 points. So that takes me out of the hole at least and gives me a 7-point bank. 7 points because of the way that I do the point value, since it's not a straight 1-for-1 thing. I don't think is ridiculous, and I'm going to just go ahead and leave it that and carry my 7 points into, well, these are the ones for July, so that'll go towards whatever we do for August. Kind of where I was going with that. Now, the other thing that I throw in here that I don't count towards any of that stuff, but I do keep track of for you, is wax fragrance type of things. I know, very screwy. That was a great description. I'm well aware of that. So, these are the Bath & Body Works Wallflowers. I don't know what flavors these are. Yes, I know. So what I did is when I replaced them, I actually put the names of the ones that I put in. So I have a fresh cut lilac and a cactus blossom that I put in. And I don't know why there's a third, and I don't have a third tag. I don't know when I did it. I must have done it at a separate point. I know I did these two together. That I did also so I would have a dollar value on these. These things retail at $7.95 a piece. No, I don't spend that. You know this. All right. That's going back in the bag. The other thing I did, which you don't see from me very often at all, is I have 2 Scentsy clamshells. So this one is, or it's a Scentsy bar, I'm sorry. I always call those things by the wrong name. This one is Sea Salt Mist, and this one was Ice Hold. All right. Anybody who sells Scentsy out there and watches this video, don't yell at me for how old these are. I know. I'm aware. I've actually had some of these things sitting around where I'll use a couple of cubes and then I'll put it away and I'll change a scent and I won't go back to it right away. I'm horrible with that. But I finally thought, you know what? I need to get some of these out of my collection, so that's what we've got going on. I did use those 2 up. Retail value on those is about $6 a piece. So I just counted it that way. I couldn't give you scent notes or any of that happy business. The thing that you normally do see from me, and I have been slacking on like you would not believe, is my actual candles. So this is a Bath & Body Works Winter Candy Apple. Crap, I couldn't even remember what that was. And it's a single wick candle. It is a $14.50 value. Does this one say scent notes? No. This one does not have scent notes on it, but it smells like apple. I mean, it's the one they come out with it every Christmas that I absolutely love. I like apple scented things. I'm not quite sure why. So this was actually from here. This is one of the ones that I was burning in my office. Finished it off, and I have a fresh cut lilacs burning right now. So that is it for my candles. I've got candles everywhere. Ugh. That means that I have gone through 33 items of that type year to date with a total of $507.33. That's a lot, but I don't pay that. We know this. And I'm surprised at how much I've been slacking with the candle thing. I think I burn more in Arizona than I do here, which is weird because when I burn them here, I burn more at a time. I do not even include my tea lights. I think I've only included the ones that I picked up from IKEA. The big Scandinavian place that I couldn't think of the name of. Because those weren't something I picked up at a dollar store or picked up as a bundle or whatever. But normally I don't include those, and I think I have 4 in my dining room, 5 in my living room. So when I light them all up and burn them, you know, they burn for about 4 or 5 hours. I just swoop the whole mess out and then just change them all out whenever. I don't always light both rooms at the same time, but it's just, that's too much to keep track of, so I don't bother. Okay, enough of the foolishness. Yeah, I've been talking too long about that. That is what I have got for you for July empties. Now, what you can expect to see from me, you're going to see a haul. You're going to see a big old haul. Anybody that is triggered by that stuff, do not watch it. All the rules went out the window. I participated in all of the sales that I wanted to, bought everything under the sun, and it is a hot freaking mess. So I had to do these separate because, like I said, it was overwhelming and I wasn't counting those points against me, blah, blah, blah. You also are going to see a nail polish video from me. I'm just not sure exactly what it's going to look like yet, but that's another thing. I have bought so many nail polishes this year, and July ended up being a month. There was some stuff going on, and I bought a bunch more. So you're either going to see a July nail polish haul, or you're going to see a haul with an attached, here's my collection. I'm not sure yet. I'm working on how I'm going to do all of that, but that's what is upcoming. So make sure you subscribe and stick around if you want to see that kind of fun goofiness. Now let's talk about the song, because we got to have a music moment. I am giving you a song by the Trashmen. So, okay, the Trashmen were a band that formed in 1962 in Minneapolis. One of the sister cities. I'm a St. Paul girl, but still, we'll count it. And they were active from 62 to 67, and then from 82 to 2016. Now, this is an older band, so members had changed, members have passed away, and I think that was why they finally decided that that was like the final note for the band. They did a couple albums back in the early 60s, but then when they got back together, they did another one in, was it 89 or something like that? Let me see if I can find it. Okay, no. They had Surf and Bird, which is the one we're going to talk about, and then Bird Dance Beat in 65, and I think that was capitalizing off of the success of the first album. Then there was something that was done by NPR. They were part of the 1989 Comic Book Collector, or that was their album title. I don't know anything about it. In 94 there was the Great Lost Trashmen album. I knew there was some stuff that was recorded that hadn't been released, so I think it was one of those things that kind of sat in the cans for a while, and then finally somebody got the rights to it and went ahead and put it out. In 2014 you got Deke Dickerson and the Trashmen bringing back the trash. So I haven't heard anything from that. I have no idea what that's like, and I don't know, because Deke Dickerson isn't even listed in the Trashmen, so I'm not sure about any of that stuff. So anyway, this is basically a garage rock band. A lot of what they did was instrumental, but then they did start having stuff with lyrics and different things like that. So Surf and Bird is the title of a song, but it is also the title of that first album. That album came out January 14th of 1964, and it was based on the novelty song, which I think was something that they were doing in their live shows that people responded well to, and that's how it became a thing. Now, this album peaked at number 48 on the Billboard 200 chart. As far as the single, I don't know. It was reissued. The album was reissued in 95. There was a compilation in 90. On and on and on. The album doesn't even give me like a track listing in here. But one of the things that I did want to tell you about is that this song is, oh man, now I lost it. This song is a compilation of a couple of songs. And if I can get back, jeez Louise. Here we go. It is based on two songs by the Rivingtons. So it's the songs The Bird is the Word and Papa Uma Mau. Now that I know, and you'll hear both of that in the lyrics. So when Surf and Bird came out and they did what they did with that, they had originally done something with like putting their names on for songwriting credit, and there was a legal suit threatened. So they then changed the songwriting credit to give it back to the members of, and it was all four members of the Rivingtons. Just so you know, it was kind of an oddball thing. And the Trashmen thought those two songs sounded alike, and that's why they mashed them together, and that's why it's called Surf and Bird. I don't even know. I don't know why it's not just The Bird is the Word. I'm not sure. I have no clue. But anyway, it's a fun little song. It is actually, I'm going to see what I can find for videos for you, because I think there's a couple of versions of it out there, but there was one that had a clip that was longer. It was with Dick Clark, so I'm going to assume it was from American Bandstand, although I don't know for 100% sure on that, although most anything with him from that era is going to be an American Bandstand thing. So I'm fairly confident that like I can say that without like throwing everybody off. When you watch the video, you're only going to kind of get the guy singing. You're not really getting a lot of the rest of the band, but you're going to get him singing. And as he's doing this, he's dancing the whole time too. And then Dick Clark kind of sits down to interview him. The poor guy can barely breathe. This song took a lot of energy. It is really quick paced. It is really fun. It is a novelty song. It's nothing heavy. It's nothing serious, but I kind of wanted to bring you the Trashmen because I was doing an Empties video, and because they're a Minneapolis band. So that's what you're going to get down in the description box. Thank you so very much for watching my video. I truly do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, everybody, see ya. Bye.